Tater and Tater. Hello and welcome to Celtic Roots Radio, coming to you today from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Celtic, folk rock, Appalachian, bluegrass, Scottish, Irish, Breton, Cajun. If it's Celtic or roots music you like, you'll find it here on Celtic Roots Radio.
What about yous? Here we are again with another Celtic Roots radio show. I'm Raymond McCullough, now in Downpatrick, County Down, with some great new Celtic and roots songs and tunes, plus a wee taste of crack from myself as well. We started the show off with the Bretagne tune Scottish Purple from Caliorne in Bretagne, France, and the album Rock Nose Band, and with more great music coming up. And some great news for anyone out there on Spotify, which I imagine is quite a few of you. This podcast is now available on Spotify and on Deezer as well. So if you've just discovered this show via Spotify or Deezer, then you're very welcome. And you can always catch up now by listening to the previous 59 shows. Your comments on the show are always welcome. And another wee bit of news if you're a Facebook user. I've set up an author, musician, presenter page on Facebook where you can get all kinds of updates and links. So go and like the page, Raymond McCullough Author. And please check out our Celtic Roots Cafe community, where you'll find information about our artists and bands, music videos, photos, forum posts and a blog. Just click the cafe button on our main website, CelticRootsRadio.com. And if you like the crack on our shows, you can listen to it separately on our Celtic Roots Crack podcast, or you can read it at your leisure on our Celtic Roots Crack blog. Find that on the podcast page at CelticRootsRadio.com. As usual, we've been getting more great comments on the show. It seems you've missed me. Leslie Batten from North Dakota messaged on Twitter, Celtic Roots, I miss hearing your programme. Last episode was in early March, #snip. And Mary Jo McClellan Miller from St. Louis, Missouri messaged on Facebook, when will there be another podcast? Thomas Berry from the USA messaged on Facebook, missing your podcast. And Leslie Batten messaged us again on Twitter, Celtic Roots, is the show still airing? iTunes hasn't posted a new one in months and months. #missing it, #favourite show. Okay, I get the message. You'd like lots more shows, does that cover it? Okay, we'll give you some more then. And number one Air Penguin gave us a 5-star review on iTunes USA entitled, Brilliant. I just subbed and I'm enjoying the wonderful music. Thank you so much. I will be a loyal subscriber. And Gary Adolf, who might be in the USA, emailed to say, being a Pat Liston fan, he's given me a new appreciation for Celtic and Irish music. Love this station. Thanks. And Danny Jett from Salem, Oregon messaged us on Facebook to say, thank you for the preview of what music in heaven will sound like. That's so nice, Danny. And finally, Nehemiah 320 in the USA gave us another 5-star review on iTunes entitled My Roots. He says, these must be my true roots. The music lifts my spirits for the entire day. Thank you for putting this together. And once you've exhausted all our previous podcast shows, you can still tune in to our 24/7 station on Shoutcast for even more music, crack from myself, and shows from Mark Gunn and others. Find it on our radio page at CelticRootsRadio.com, or you can type the URL into your browser. It's CelticRootsRadio.fastcast4u.com. Keep in touch with us through email, Facebook message, Twitter, or our cafe site. We always appreciate a new review of the show on iTunes, and please drop us a wee message to let us know you've posted it, in case we miss it. While you're on iTunes, enter Raymond McCullough into the search box to find all of our other podcasts. So we're listening to Julie Henigan from Missouri, USA, and Jessica's Polka, followed by the Procrastination Polka. And now we're listening to a band called Didgericruise from Arizona, USA, and St. Anne's Radio.
Come single bell and bow, unto me pay attention. Don't ever fall in love, it's the devil's own invention. invention. For once I fell in love with a maiden so bewitching, Miss Henrietta Bell out of Captain Kelly's kitchen. With me tooraloo-la-lie, with me tooraloo-la-laddie, with me tooraloo-la-lie, me tooraloo-la-laddie. At the age of 17 I was apprenticed to a grocer, not far from Stephen's Green, where Miss Henry used to go, sir. Her manners were sublime, she set me heart a-twitching, and she invited me to a holy in the kitchen. With me tooraloo-la-lie, with me tooraloo-la-laddie, with me tooraloo-la-lie, me tooraloo-la-laddie. Next Sunday be the day we were to have the flare-up. I dressed myself quite gay, and I frizzed and oiled me hair up. The captain had no wife, and he'd a gone a-fishing, so we kicked up high life down below stairs in the kitchen. With me tooraloo-la-lie, with me tooraloo-la-laddie, with me tooraloo-la-lie, me tooraloo-la-laddie. Just as the clock struck 6, we sat down at the table. She handed tea and cake, and I ate what I was able. I drank hot punch and tea till me cider got a stitching. The hours pass quick away when you're courting in the kitchen. With me tooraloo-la-lie, with me tooraloo-la-laddie, with me tooraloo-la-lie, me tooraloo-la-laddie. With her arms around me waist, she slyly hinted marriage. To the door in dreadful haste came Captain Kelly's carriage. Her eyes soon filled with hate, and poison she was spitting. The captain at the door, he walked straight into the kitchen. With me tooraloo-la-lie, with me tooraloo-la-laddie, with me tooraloo-la-lie, me tooraloo-la-laddie. Well, she flew up off me knees, full 5 feet up or higher, well over head and heels, threw me slap into the fire. Me new repealer's coat that I bought from Mr. Mitchell, with a 20-shilling note, went to blazes in the kitchen. With me tooraloo-la-lie, with me tooraloo-la-laddie, with me tooraloo-la-lie, tooraloo-la-laddie. Well, I grieve to see me duds be smeared with soot and ashes, with a tub of dirty suds right in me face she dashes. As I lay on the floor, still water she kept pitching, till the footman broke the door, he walked straight into the kitchen. With me tooraloo-la-lie, with me tooraloo-la-laddie, with me tooraloo-la-lie, tooraloo-la-laddie. When the captain came downstairs, though he saw me situation, in spite of all me prayers, I was marched off to the station. For me they take no bail, though to get home I was itching. I had to tell the tale how I came into the kitchen. With me tooraloo-la-lie, with me tooraloo-la-laddie, with me tooraloo-la-lie, tooraloo-la-laddie. Well, I said she did invite me, but she gave a flat denial. For assault they did indict me, ho, and I was sent for trial. She swore I robbed the house in spite of all her screeching, and I got 6 months hard for me courting in the kitchen. With me tooraloo-la-lie, with me tooraloo-la-laddie, with me tooraloo-la-lie, tooraloo-la-laddie.
That was a band called Celtic Rant from Nova Scotia, Canada, with a song called Courtin in the Kitchen. Well, we all seem to like learning how things are said and done in this part of the world. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. There's no such thing as an Irish accent. There's a whole host of different accents. We were at a Thanksgiving feed the other night, about 100 of us, and there were some Americans there, obviously, some Canadians too. And opposite me was a friend from Cork, or as they would say it, Carrick. And a couple of weeks ago, we were down in Dublin for the first time in quite a while. If you've ever had to drive through Dublin, you'll appreciate the reasons for avoiding it, unless you're actually going there. Anyway, we were at an international crime writers festival called Murder One. My wife Jerry had been asked to read at it. It was in Temple Bar, and we stayed 2 nights at a hotel in Temple Bar, a very noisy place at night, with live music and a pub just opposite, but a great place to eat out. We had Greek food one night, and Irish box day another night, with a Russian waiter serving us. So, at the Thanksgiving meal, we were discussing the fact that both Belfast and Dublin have not one, but 2 accents. There's the real dub accent of the inner city, and then there's the polite, sometimes called West Brit, accent of the suburbs. Belfast is the same, only different. If you're from the Newton Ards Road, you'd probably say East Belfast, and in the west they'll say West Belfast. Same with the Shore Road, they'll say North Belfast. But people from more polite parts, like the Malone Road, would say they're from South Belfast. If you're from Belfast, nearly every sentence will end with now, only it's pronounced nigh. But if you're from County Antrim, it'll end with hey. I'm from Ballymena, hey. And from County Down, you'll say, you alright there, bye? And if you live in Derry, hey, no, that's just Derry stroke Londonderry with a hay stuck on the end. So you can stop googling where Derry hay is. You'll never find it. They have their own variation. They'll say something like, I'm from Derry, hey, mugger. Anyway, we're not the only ones saying sentences with a particular word. Canadians are famous for putting a at the end of a sentence. You know, how do you spell Canada? It's C-A, N-A, D-A. And not to be outdone, the New Yorkers have their own variation, huh? Many years ago, while I was still single, I shared a house just outside Belfast with a friend, John Garrett, from Alabama. We discovered many differences in the languages we both spoke, so that I eventually coined the phrase, the 2 languages are very similar, aren't they? What's that? You know, English and American. In Ireland, a car has a bonnet at the front. The phrase, pop the hood, means something entirely different over here. We could be eliminating somebody from a rival gang. And cars don't have fenders, they have wings. We walk on the footpath, not on the pavement, and certainly not on the sidewalk. One thing I will say though is Americans and Canadians are usually quite easy to transcribe. I'm compiling a book from radio interviews I did some time ago, and the people from North America, especially the Deep South, they speak steadily and reasonably, whereas the Irish and the Scots speak in little bursts. So that word that you can't quite make out turns out to be maybe 6 words all run together. At the moment I'm transcribing an interview with a lady from India. Same problem. They speak English, but they pronounce words very differently. So there you are. Where are you? Ever since the trouble at the Tower of Babel, communication has become just a wee bit tricky. This is Wendy Stewart from New Brunswick, Canada, with a medley called Yani's Concerto.
I'm going home, won't be long. I'm going home as sure as you're born. I'm going home, won't be long. I've got them West Indies blues. Charleston, South ship, I'm gonna take her. So goodbye, dear old Charleston town. I'm leaving for Jamaica. I'm going home, won't be long. I'm going home as sure as you're born. I'm going home, won't be long. I've got them West Indies blues. Well, them Charleston folk eat alligator meat, fried with rice and potatoes. The bestest eating I ever did have was monkey hips and tomatoes. I'm going home, won't be long. I'm going home as sure as you're born. I'm going home, won't be long. I've got them West Indies blues. So when I get to Kingston town, I'm gonna hang around the water and make me a living as sure as you're born, diving after quarters. I'm going home, won't be long. I'm going home as sure as you're born. I'm going home, won't be long. I've got them West Indies blues. When I get to Kingston town, I'm gonna get myself a carriage and roll on to sweet Sally's house and make a Creole marriage. I'm going home, won't be long. I'm going home as sure as you're born. I'm going home, won't be long. I've got them West Indies blues. So goodbye, dear old Charleston town. My packet sails tomorrow. And goodbye, all you dance hall girls. I'm leaving without sorrow. I'm going home, won't be long. I'm going home as sure as you're born. I'm going home, won't be long. I've got them West Indies blues. I'm going home, won't be long. I'm going home as sure as you're born. I'm going home, won't be long. I've got them West Indies blues.
That was the Tater Diggers in Colorado, USA, and a blues song, West Indies Blues. Aye, some West Indies weather wouldn't go amiss at the moment, eh? And we're going to finish with a song by the Doll Sisters from Alberta, Canada. This is Blue Skies Always. So, until the next show, you all take it easy now. You hear me? Slán a bhaile.
Well, there's a warm wind blowing on my face, and I'm standing on the edge of memory's faded gray, and I know that just being Just remember when your sky is covered in clouds of gray, that the flowers need the rain to grow. Now I'm looking up the drive, she's standing there. I see long white fences, smell of violets in the air. Gray hair in lines of time, but her arms are open wide. My mama's smile. Yeah, there's always a blue sky above, and there's always seeds being planted down below. Just remember when your sky is covered in clouds of gray, that the flowers need the rain to grow. Yeah, the flowers need the rain to Oh, yeah.
Well, that's all we have time for on this show. Remember, you can find out more information about the artists and songs played on the show on our website at CelticRootsRadio.com. And if you're an independent artist and you'd like to hear your music played on this show, again, you'll find details on our website. That's CelticRootsRadio.com. Tune in again next week to Celtic Roots Radio. I'm Raymond McCullough, coming to you from Ireland. Slán agus Banagia.